Hey folks, welcome back. In this video, I thought we'd look at some character design using silhouettes. It's been a while since I've talked about that, but since it's something that I'm preparing for my own class, I wanted to go ahead and share some ideas and thoughts with you. Visual storytelling does not mean you have to be the best artist. You just have to be able to visually communicate your ideas. And sometimes, myself included, we get caught in the weeds of detail and we have to pull back. So that's where a silhouette becomes very, very useful and handy. In fact, what is a silhouette? A silhouette, you might have seen certain silhouettes. We can look at these shapes. Silhouettes are just defined by their shapes, and the shapes are recognizable. We see a bird, we see a forest, we see a bear. We don't have to look at the fur on the bear to be able to understand it's a bear. We don't have to see its eyes. The shape tells us everything we need to know about what these items are. And this is also something that's very popular in illustrations, comic books, cartoons, where we look at characters and they all have distinguishable silhouettes. And there's a little bit of a language with silhouettes that we'll talk about here momentarily that I think can help you when it comes to things to consider as you're working through your character designs. So we can identify who these characters are, but now let's talk about what some of these shapes might connote about the character. Well, we have three basic shapes that we're going to be thinking about. The first is the square. Now, of these three characters, the character on the right has a square head, right? Square-shaped characters are usually stubborn, stable, strong, right? And even though you may or may not be familiar with the character on the right, you're getting a sense of who this character might be. First of all, they've got a very big head, very small body. So this character looks like more like a child, right? But the character's personality is maybe he's stable, maybe he is strong, maybe he's confident, right? So the square is used for depicting characters that have those traits. Characters that have triangular shapes or triangles and spikes, these characters are usually characters that are not stable. Right? It can be a bad guy. It could also mean a character that's edgy. Could be a character that maybe not be so confident. So triangles have a lot of symbolism when it comes to character design. So if we look at the character in the middle, this is obviously Jafar. We can see that there's a lot of spikes, a lot of triangles. That doesn't mean he was designed with a triangle in mind, but we can see that those triangular shapes play an influence. In fact, you could almost see like a triangle right here, right? So if I were to annotate these, got square. And then for someone like Goofy, Goofy's comprised of a lot of rounded shapes, right? Not everything is round, but he is rounded. And that suggests that this character is much more approachable, much more friendly. And it gives us a certain feeling of the character does not appear to be a threat. So keeping those items in mind, it's important to now turn the discussion to designing characters. Let's say that you have this assignment or this idea of three characters. They're all soldiers. And we're going to look at the soldier that's in number one here, older soldier in his 50s, short, smart, friendly, and wears glasses, has seen many battles. So we first want to think about the shape that we might want to use. Well, the clue here is friendly. So I think the circle might be a really good shape for this particular character. If we read on to the other characters, we can see that the second character is a young soldier in his 20s. He's lean, not confident. That sounds like a triangle. Not being confident is like being a little bit unstable in your confidence. And a soldier in her 30s who is strong, athletic, and confident. Well, confident is going to be a square. So these are some things that when you're deciding how to pick characters, you want to think about what their dominant traits are. And you want to, I think it makes it more interesting when your characters have different traits, because then we can see their similarities and differences, right? So I'm going to focus on how do I develop this first character here, this older soldier in his 50s. Well, we can start out with a rounded shape, and I like to use the lasso tool as an ideation tool for me, because it allows me to create selections that I can just fill in with a specific shape. So this character is, basically going to have this rounded shape. I'll hit Option Delete. And I don't have to necessarily start with a circle, but I'm kind of thinking like this character is short, so he's going to be a little bit more rounded, okay? I really want people, when they look at this particular character, to get that sense. Now, do we have to make him look exactly like a circle? No, we don't. We can use the circle as a starting point, and then with the lasso tool, we can start to either add or subtract elements from this particular shape. And I like this approach because it really allows me to focus on shape and not line. So let's see, maybe we'll just trim off the bottom here. We'll hit Command X. We'll give him a head, Option Backspace. We'll fill it in. We're just starting to explore the character here. We want to think about the character's pose. I'm thinking because this character wears glasses and has seen many battles, he's also older, maybe we have a rounded shape that looks something like this, where as we age, our skin starts to sag around the neck area. So I'm thinking about those things as I design this character. Maybe he has his ears. He is in his 50s. He's been in the army, so maybe he's more decorated. So maybe I'll just extend this out and add an arm. And I can switch also to the brush tool if I'm just using brushes to create shape. What I mean by that is, let's say that we want this character we want to kind of play up the idea that he's seen a lot of battles, right? So maybe we give him a cane. And so notice here, I'm not doing anything in terms of detail. I'm just establishing one aspect. He's seen many battles. If he's seen many battles, maybe he's received some recognition for that. So we can see that we have these little, awards. I'm going to give him a little, maybe he's holding a teacup. And maybe he's wearing a hat. That kind of shows that he's decorated. He's got glasses. And I'm going to give him a very long mustache. Now, I can always go back and make adjustments to this. Maybe I want to move the hat a little bit further back. Maybe I want to give him a nose. So we're starting to see something that resembles this character. I'll go ahead and make his legs somewhat short. I'm deliberately trying to avoid using a lot of angles. I'm trying to round things out and make it still distinguished and recognizable. So we have somebody who looks like they are a soldier. And I can just simply trim out the pieces that I don't want. Now, is this the final answer here? No. I can still refine. Maybe I don't want to give him that big of a belly. Maybe I'll just kind of bring it in. After all, he is a soldier and he served, so he's going to have Maybe he's put on a little bit of weight, but he's maybe still has some form. And maybe there's like a little hint of a coattail. So now we have a solution. Is it the solution? No. It's simply one kind of iteration on this. So we have the idea that if we were to look at this character, do we get the idea that he's short? Well, we can't tell because there's no other character next to him. But the glasses are kind of a stereotype for smartness, right? But he's also decorated, right? So he's definitely got experience. Friendly, we can get that from the rounded forms. All of his, like his hands, his boots, his entire form looks rounded. He's got glasses. He's also seen many battles. Again, I used the cane to kind of suggest maybe a previous war injury. So that's how I arrived at this particular design solution. And I worked ahead for the other two just so you can see it in context. But let me just bring this and make it black. I like to work in red and then I like to convert things to black. But if we were to say, look at these other two characters, let me just move them into position here. I'll move this guy out and I can scale him down. See, when we start to, for size, it's important to have some context. So we have this guy here. And then we have the young soldier in his 20s. He's lean and he's not confident. Well, his pose does not look stable. It looks imbalanced. And if we look at the shape language for this character, we can see that there's almost like this triangular shape that's on his body. We can see triangles in other regions like his chin, his nose, right? They don't have to be literal triangles, but they're triangular in shape. There's a lot of angles for this guy that's in the middle. And then the character that is on the far right, this character over here. Oh, there's an extra line somewhere. It's on this layer here. So just, there we go. If we look at this character on the far right, we can see that the dominant shape here is a square. That doesn't mean she looks like a physical square, but we can identify that as her primary shape. And her pose suggests athleticism. It also suggests that she's strong because of the way she's holding herself, and she's also confident. So each of these silhouettes are distinct from one another. And we can see based upon the overall comparison, if we were to just kind of put them in a row where we kind of align them with one another, we can get a sense of each of these characters' personalities. So I hope this video was helpful. You don't have to be the best artist in the world, but if you're trying to communicate an idea, give this lasso tool a try because I think it's low pressure. You can cut, you can add. The way that you cut is by just making a selection, hitting Command X. The way that you add is you simply just make the shape and then you fill it in. If you want to add to that selection, you hold down the Shift key. So if you found some value in this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up so more folks can find it. I hope this was helpful. It's kind of a little bit of a different video than normal. I talked about this stuff earlier on in the channel, but it's fun to revisit it again. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.